Welcome, truth seekers and mystery watchers. You've just stepped into a realm where ancient prophecy meets a world on the edge. Today, we dive into a forgotten warning from the Zuni people, the return of the lizard man from the earth, a being with skin like scales, rising when fire rains from the sky. Is this myth, or a sign of something awakening beneath us right now? If you believe the past holds keys to our future, make sure to like this video, share it with someone curious, and subscribe to join our growing tribe of seekers and storm watchers. Now, let's journey deep into the prophecy. Among the sacred prophecies whispered through generations by the Zuni people of the American Southwest, one stands out like a shadow beneath the sun. It speaks of a man, not just any man, but one with skin like a lizard, a guardian long buried in the earth, waiting. They say he will rise when fire rains from the sky. Not a monster, not a myth, but a forgotten protector of the old ways. In a world now shaken by climate extremes, volcanic eruptions, and strange lights dancing across the night sky, we have to ask, is this just ancient symbolism, or a real warning written in the code of prophecy? With humanity digging deeper into the earth and our past, uncovering secrets in ancient DNA and long-lost cave systems, could something, or someone, be stirring below? The lizard man may not just be a legend. He may be a signal, a sign that the earth itself has its guardians. And when balance is lost, they rise. So when the skies burn and the ground trembles, will we remember what the ancestors tried to tell us? Or will we only believe when it's too late? The Zuni people, a Pueblo tribe rooted in the heart of New Mexico, live by rhythms most have forgotten, rhythms of earth, sky, spirit, and ceremony. To the Zuni, there is no division between the seen and the unseen. The Kako spirits, the sky ancestors, the beings beneath the earth, they are all part of a sacred, breathing cosmos. Among the many visions passed down through dances, masks, and storyfires, one prophecy lingers like a quiet warning. The lizard man will awaken from the earth when fire rains from the sky. But this is not a tale of fear. It is a story of rebalancing, cleansing. Elders speak of this guardian only in fragments, as if the truth is too powerful to speak all at once. He is tied to cycles far older than civilization itself, cycles of disruption and renewal. In our age of wildfires, ground-shaking storms, and cosmic mystery, could his return be near? If the earth is sacred, and we have forgotten that truth, then perhaps something ancient must rise to remind us. Not to destroy, but to restore. The question is, will we listen before the fire comes? They say he walks like a man, but his skin reflects the light like scales, gleaming, ancient, impossible to explain. The Zuni call him the lizard man. Not a monster, not a myth, but a messenger, a guardian, a sign. According to sacred whispers passed down through generations, this being will rise from deep within the earth, emerging when the balance of nature has been broken, and humanity no longer remembers the sacred. His return is said to mark the breaking of a hidden seal, a spiritual threshold crossed. He walks upright, like us. He knows the world above and the world below. And within him is held the memory of the first fire, a knowledge of creation's power and destruction's purpose. But who or what is he, really? Perhaps the lizard man is not flesh and blood, but something deeper, an archetype, a force. He could represent the return of something ancient buried in our DNA, or the rise of a spiritual intelligence tied to Earth's core, or even the awakening of a race once forgotten, now called back as guardians in a time of global reckoning. Fire falls from the sky. Storms scream through cities, and the ground itself begins to speak. Could the lizard man be a symbol of justice? A warning? A forgotten ally returning at the end of an age? The Zuni prophecy doesn't offer easy answers. Only this: when he rises, the world will never be the same again. They say he will awaken when fire rains from the sky. This is the second part of the ancient Zuni prophecy, and it burns with meaning. Some see it as meteors tearing through the heavens, cosmic messengers long foretold. Others speak of volcanic fire, Earth itself erupting in pain. There are those who whisper of war, missiles, explosions, the blinding flash of nuclear fire. And some fear the sun, its hidden storms lashing out in waves of energy that could cripple our world in an instant. But the Zuni elders remind us, these signs are not only physical, they are spiritual. When fire rains from above, it is not just the sky that is in turmoil, it is the soul of the world. Corruption, greed, violence, these call forth the fire. And when it comes, something ancient must rise, and something broken must fall. The lizard man is not here to destroy, but to awaken, to remind, to witness the turning of an age. When fire rains from the sky, will we tremble in fear, or rise with the truth? The prophecy waits, and the fire is coming. There's a mystery buried deep beneath our feet, a story whispered across generations, from the Zuni to the Hopi and beyond. The prophecy of the lizard man may seem strange at first glance, but when we listen closely, we hear echoes of something far more ancient, something shared, something hidden. The Hopi speak of the ant people, benevolent beings who lived underground and once saved humanity from fiery destruction above. When the world was ending, it was not the stars or the sky that brought salvation, but the earth below. Could the lizard man be one of them, or part of another race of watchers, guardians, sentinels who only rise when the world is once again on the edge? In the stories of the Southwest, underground beings are not monsters. They are keepers of balance, preservers of memory, servants of the Creator in times of great upheaval. And perhaps they are stirring now. But there's another layer, one that speaks not just of myth, but of what we carry within us. In modern interpretations, the lizard man becomes a symbol of ancient reptilian DNA buried in our genes, of the echoes of something otherworldly that shaped early humanity. Some speak of the serpent gods, the Nagas of India, the feathered Quetzalcoatl of Mesoamerica. Not just legends, but perhaps memories. Could this prophecy be pointing to an awakening? To dormant traits within us? Scales, heat resistance, heightened awareness, or even psychic gifts, waiting to be activated when the Earth enters crisis once more? Or is it the return of hybrid beings, offspring of stars and soil, emerging from shadow to reclaim their place in the story of man? One thing is clear. The lizard man is not just a creature. He is a mirror, a reminder, a guardian of something we have long forgotten. When fire rains from the sky, when the earth trembles and the old ways fall apart, he will rise not to conquer, but to awaken. And the question remains, are we ready to meet what lies beneath, within us and beneath us? They say we live in the fourth world, a world gifted by the Creator, but fractured by greed, pride, and disconnection. The Zuni elders speak of fire not merely as destruction, but as a cleansing force, a sacred purifier. When the lizard man rises from the earth, it may not be a sign of doom, but of deep correction, of sacred fire returning to balance what has gone astray. Fire, in their tradition, is twofold. It destroys what is corrupted, but it also births what is true. Like a forest burning so new life can grow, the fire that ends the fourth world may also ignite the fifth, a time of truth, harmony, and humility. But this awakening doesn't come gently. It comes when we cross a moral line, when the earth bleeds from our carelessness, when the sky no longer hides the signs. The lizard man's return, then, isn't random. It's a reflection of what we've done, of what we've become, and perhaps of what we're meant to rise into once the fire has passed and the soul of the world breathes clean once more. They say lightning now strikes where it never struck before, On sacred mountains once protected by silence and prayer, storms brew not from one direction, but from all. Four winds, north, south, east, west, now rage together, like the earth herself is crying out. Animals are the first to know. They flee the forests. They leave the caves. They sense what many of us have forgotten. Something is coming, something ancient, something written in the bones of this land. And above us, a sign, a comet with a burning tail, crossing the sky like a flaming sword. The elders say these are the final warnings. Nature speaks, not in words, but in signs. The return of the lizard man, in Zuni prophecy, is not gentle. It is a reckoning. He emerges not to bring comfort, but truth. He is a mirror, revealing what we've become as a people, as a planet. Have we already passed the point of no return? Some believe, yes. In caves and deserts across the American Southwest, strange sightings have been reported, tall reptilian beings seen near military sites or deep in the wilderness. Most laugh them off. Others feel something deeper, a memory, awakening. Whispers from spiritual circles speak of vibrations rising from below. That in trances sealed long ago are weakening. That the veil between worlds is thinning. Could the lizard man be here already? Not as a monster, but as a force of memory, of truth, of judgment. The Zuni did not speak of him as evil, but as necessary. He comes when humanity has gone too far, when the earth has been wounded too deeply, when the sky begins to reflect back our sin. His return may not be physical at first. It may be energetic, subtle, but felt, a shift in consciousness, a stirring in the collective soul. We look for him in caves, but maybe he's awakening in us, not to destroy, but to remind, to call us back, to cleanse through fire, and clear the way for the fifth world. Like all indigenous prophecy, the story of the Zuni lizard man is not born of fear. It is born of memory, of correction, of deep remembering. This is not a tale of monsters. This is a warning wrapped in wisdom, a call for balance in a world gone blind. The lizard man does not rise to conquer. He rises when humanity forgets. When the earth is crying, the skies are bleeding fire, and the sacred laws are trampled underfoot. He awakens not as an enemy, but as a guardian, long buried beneath our greed. His scales reflect not evil, but ancient strength. His eyes do not seek war, they seek truth. And when he comes to awaken what we have lost. The memory of how to live in harmony with the land. The humility to walk softly again. The wisdom to listen to the wind, the stars, the soil. Yes, his arrival is a judgment, but not a punishment. It is a mirror. He rises not because he wants to, but because the balance must be restored. And when the world burns, he walks through the fire, not to destroy, but to purify, to remind us who we once were and who we still can be. The lizard man returns for those who remember the old ways, for the keepers of truth, for the hearts still beating in rhythm with the earth. He is not the end. He is the beginning, if we have the courage to listen. Prophecies like that of the Zuni lizard man are not ancient superstitions. They are sacred echoes, encoded warnings, handed down by those who walked in rhythm with the earth, who listened to the sky, who knew that all things speak. These visions are not meant to entertain. They are meant to awaken. In our modern world of noise and concrete, we forget that the ground beneath us still feels, that the stars still watch, that the fire still remembers. And now, as flames threaten from the heavens, as the earth groans and shifts beneath our feet, we find ourselves standing at the edge, between collapse and awakening, between forgetting and remembering. Will we recognize the signs? Or will we dismiss them once more? The lizard man may not only be rising from stone and shadow, he may be rising from within, From the ancient part of us that still knows the sacred, still honors the land, still longs for balance. The earth remembers who we were. And the prophecy does not ask us to fear. It asks us to return, to remember, to become worthy again of the world we were given. The signs are everywhere, in the sky, the earth, and even our dreams. The question is, are we paying attention? If this message stirred something in you, please like, share, and drop a comment below. What do you think the lizard man really is? Thank you for watching, for wondering, and for walking this mysterious path with us. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your heart grounded, and your spirit strong.